So welcome back. This is Ryan with AFT Construction out here at SM Gilbert Traditional. Today we're just going to talk through drywall. Of course, 5/8 everywhere, right? AFT standard. Right here at the area where there's a little more heat, we got some dent shield. Just helps with the heat, it's around the fire, good stuff like that. But it also helps with strength because all this is going to be stone and it's got a nice mantle around it and all that good stuff. So, all right. So over here in one of our bathrooms, you can see really well. We got our 5/8 drywall right here on the doorways, but where it's going to meet any wet zone, we have the dent shield water resistant on the walls right now. And actually this tub is going to get a tile finish or a slab. So it's got some dent shield on the front as well. And then depending on the detail, that'll depend on how that finishes against the tub. But it's kind of neat to see how they do that for obvious reasons. Don't want any mold on your drywall. 1/2-inch drywall is the most common, right? It's least expensive, all that good stuff. But 5/8 is good for soundproofing, fire resistance, and just overall, structure-wise, whether, 5/8 tends to sag a little less than a 1/2-inch drywall. That's why we use it on every house, standard at AFT. So with us doing the spray-in cellulose in this room, exterior foam, interior cellulose, and the 5/8 drywall, this house is gonna be nice, and all the sound's gonna be dedicated just to this room, so the parents aren't hearing it in the master bedroom or a couple bedrooms down. It's a complete difference at this level of house to use 5/8 drywall with a nice interior insulated wall as well. Here we see the mud and tape crews have started taping all the joints and putting compound in the screw holes. And then once they do that once and twice, they'll do that, sand it down, do it again. The texture crew will come in last, and they'll get a nice 95/5 on the walls. So it'd be 95% smooth with 5% variation in texture. So here we're in the kitchen at SM Gilbert Traditional. And as you can see over here, we got a window that's bifold window. It's gonna open up to both sides. On this one, we're gonna have casing, so it's flush, right? So it's gonna be nice and finished right to it. We'll put our casing on, it'll finish nicely. On all the windows you see that are in a little bit more, they're eventually gonna have, Doorworks will add on some jamb extensions and bring that out so that we can case those as well. But that'll be a nice detail. It'll end up being really pretty. Like I said, we're in the kitchen, so we have some tall cabinets on each side of the hood. This hood detail isn't totally locked in yet because we're gonna have some curves to the edges and a little step back detail on the top of this. You've got some sconce lights in here with a nice pot filler, and this is gonna have some nice tile. Burdette's doing the cabinets, so we kind of guessed right now on the height, but once we get those bottom cabinets in there, we'll adjust those wing walls and get those tight to the countertop. What's nice on this project, look, something a little different, right? Burdette is doing a nice kitchen island, but it's actually a piece of furniture, right? It's not a built-in island. So we're gonna actually add the electrical up through one of the legs. That way we can get the outlets we need for code and usage on the island, right? But it's not gonna be a permanent structure, it's just gonna be a piece of furniture. So pretty excited about that. That's gonna be a really nice feature in this home. Here in the prep kitchen at SM Gilbert Traditional, one thing I'd like to highlight, something that our drywall crew did a little differently on this home, is right here where you have your protective metal plates for your plumbing and your electrical, they actually cut out and then just put mud right there so that we can get the wall nice and flat. If you've ever built, if you're a super or a builder, you know that there's generally a nice hump right where you have the nail plates. I think that's a nice added feature that this crew does over at Core. Same when they run into that situation at the lid line, if they hit a plate that's sticking out too much, they'll go ahead and cut it away and mud over it so it's nice and flat. Now that we're back, we went through insulation. A month or so ago, we talked about the Matterport video and how we use that in the end. So I just wanted to show you now. We have 3 whips right here in the wall. 1, 2, 3 for our art lights, which a picture will be underneath. Although I know the house well now, I mean, 3 months from now, right, when we're trimming, we could forget, but we have the Matterport video that we'll go right back to with the measurements from the designer, and we know exactly where we want that art light to come out. So now our electrician will just cut in the box and we'll pull that whip through, and we have no unnecessary drywall damage. And that will allow us to pinpoint the art lights exactly how it's gonna fall when the furniture's here, and we don't have to move it and then have unnecessary damage. So just wanted to highlight that as we revisit. So this is Ryan over at AFT Construction. Just wanted to thank you for joining us again out here at SM Gilbert Traditional as we followed up on the 5/8 drywall and how things look now once it's all mud and taped at the seam. So thanks for following along, and see you next time.